Are you a gaming aficionado looking for a deal on their next grand adventure? The Xbox Ultimate Sale is live with hundreds of seriously discounted worldies, and we here at Pure Xbox have plucked 10 of the very best deals out for you to save some money on. Thanks to all that Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard noise, the online matchmaking switch has been flipped back on for all older Call of Duty games on the Xbox 360. Lots of players have decided now's the time to dip their toe back into nostalgia land, all thanks to Xbox backward compatibility and a whole bunch of discounted prices. For 70% off, relive Frank Woods' action-packed memoirs and stop all of that terrorism Black Ops 2, or dive into the iconic OG Modern Warfare 2 for 50% off. So many fish in this barrel because every COD game is discounted, even the new ones. So if revisiting an old friend isn't your vibe, the current Modern Warfare 2's cross-gen bundle can be got for a modest 45% off. Step back, pull up, and make a splash for a heavily discounted amount of cash with 90% off NBA 2K23. Both current gen and Xbox One versions of the most immersive basketball title to date are available for slashed prices. Prove yourself against the biggest names in the current NBA roster in my career, or pack a winning combination of new and former stars in my team, or maybe perhaps step back in time as global icon Michael Jordan in era-themed Jordan challenges. Sweaty basketball people have never looked this good on console before. When it comes to turn-based tactics games, if I'm ever presented with a 60% chance of success, you best believe I'm taking those odds, which is exactly the case with Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's almost tiresome at this point to compare strategy games like this one to XCOM, but when the developers of said franchise take a calculated swing at the Marvel universe, you can forgive me for doing so. Midnight Suns packs a whole bunch of XCOM goodness into a rich story of superhero good vs evil with plenty of Marvel flair, character progression, critically acclaimed tactical combat, and a whole new card-based combat system that keeps the tried and tested formula fresh and interesting. The dark, bloody, and disturbingly beautiful realm of the Lands Between is yours to I was gonna say explore, but you'll probably die in it instead. But that's all part of the fun, innit? From Software's phenomenal action RPG Elden Ring is currently 30% off. Not a bad price to pay to experience one of the best RPGs of all time. Begin your journey as a maidenless tarnished on a quest to reach the Great Erd Tree and become an Elden Lord. Build a unique character, master abilities, and duel against increasingly difficult demon lords that'll test your strength, but probably your patience as well. Sometimes I wonder who'd win in a fight, Terminator T-800 or Robocop. I guess now it's 80% off, I'll have to grab the Ultimate Edition of Mortal Kombat 11 and find out. The definitive Mortal Kombat 11 experience is packed full of 2 time-bending campaign modes which lead up to the events seen in the recent Mortal Kombat 1 previews, as well as a full 37 character roster which sees the likes of John Rambo and the Joker show up for some gory fisticuffs. Whether you would like to finish your opponent with one of the famous brutal fatalities or lay down arms in the name of friendship, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is an absolute steal right now. Hop aboard the Milano with Star-Lord and co. in an original Guardians of the Galaxy adventure, now 70% off. Follow the newly formed Guardians in a single-player narrative-driven action-adventure game bustin' with charm and a wicked soundtrack. Take control of Peter Quill to command Drax, Gamora, Groot, and Rocket in some pretty neat combat scenarios. I think a lot of gamers slept on Guardians of the Galaxy after the notoriously bad Marvel's Avengers game the year before, but seriously, give this one a go, because it's bloody brilliant and might even make you cry, laugh, smile, fart, I don't know. Lots of emotions are gonna be had in Guardians of the Galaxy. The thing about Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is that if you buy it once, you may as well buy it twice, or why not every year without fail. At this point, you might as well sell Skyrim to a tree, because they'll probably buy it. Whilst a vanilla Skyrim is already available on Game Pass, you might think, then what's the point in the Anniversary Edition? Well, for 67% off, you can dive into a decade's worth of add-on content, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn DLCs, as well as hundreds of new quests, environments, characters, armors, weapons, there's so much! And if you're somehow still a newbie to the Elder Scrolls V, you'll get to explore a vast open world of Skyrim as a Dragonborn, capable of shouting magic words of power in a quest to fulfill the prophecy to defeat a dragon who's seeking the end of the world. So you probably want to stop that by shouting at a dragon. BioShock was the first game I ever bought with my own money from the first job I ever had as a kid. Whilst I may have an emotional connection to the series that game after game just blew my mind, shh, BioShock 2, we don't talk about you. I mean, you're okay in my books, but shh. BioShock the Collection is currently 80% off and a series I highly recommend. Dive deep into the ocean to discover Rapture, an undersea metropolis built by Andrew Ryan in the 1940s to escape the oppression of World War II, or soar to the skies and visit the flying city of Columbia in search of a young woman with strange abilities. BioShock 1, 2, Infinite, and all the DLC content is packed into this rather affordable collection. I guess I could ask if you would kindly check it out. Sequel to 2019's epic Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Survivor continues the story of Cal Kestis and his fight for survival against the might of the Galactic Empire. Set 5 years after the events of Fallen Order, Cal is no longer a Padawan, but instead a powerful Jedi Knight capable of taking on almost any opponent. But he can't fight the Empire alone. Cal must now seek new allies if there's any hope for the Jedi. What you get with Survivor is a dynamic combat system that makes you feel badass with a lightsaber, plenty of meaningful leveling, and a gripping Star Wars story that will be sure to stick with you. Pretty great stuff if you ask me, and for 25% off, then why not? An epic Western masterpiece set in a phenomenally detailed recreation of 1890s America is currently 67% off. Prequel to the sensational 2010 adventure, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably Rockstar's greatest game to date. Follow the life of Arthur Morgan, a deeply complex man and a key member of the notorious Vanderlyn gang, a band of outlaws who have seen better days, led by Dutch Vanderlyn himself. Arthur and co are desperately hanging on to their dying way of life after a stick-up job goes horribly wrong. Endlessly hunted by a modern detective agency, Arthur's dark and gritty story unfolds in one of the most breathtaking worlds and stories ever created. So, hopefully these deals will grow your ever-expanding backlog of games and keep your bank account happy at the same time. Let us know what you've bought during the Xbox Ultimate sale in the comments below. I, for one, have already bagged myself Guardians of the Galaxy again. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to visit purexbox.com for all the latest Xbox news, reviews, and gaming bits and bobs. Oh, and hit the subscribe button to stick with us here. All that's left to do is say bye-bye for now. Cheerio!